An iceberg. A large floating mass of ice detached from... Wait, this is not it. So just to explain the kind of iceberg we're using, it's essentially the one that you saw about 3 years ago of some guy explaining archaeology shit where you slowly began to rot away. And now that I've unlocked that hidden memory, an iceberg is usually represented at different stages that starts at the tip with essentially the common knowledge aspect of how we all know a game is overrated. And then if we go all the way to the bottom, it's like dropping some elite ball knowledge, or what's most likely going to be more controversial the further we go down the iceberg. So, how does this tie in with the theme of overrated games on Roblox? Well, it all started a couple weeks, or months, or years ago, whenever I dropped my last video, and sometimes I can't help myself but read the comments. And because I was talking about combat but focusing on like the battlegrounds genre, people weren't happy, which is fine. You know, I don't really care. But the worst thing is people told me to play games that were just straight ass, bro. So rather than accepting that there are combat games outside of battlegrounds, then we're just gonna double down and start at the very top with our overrated list. The two games we're beginning with is none other than Grow a Garden and Steal a Brainrot. The big duo of Roblox, and it's pretty simple to explain why these games are overrated. These games are just about always getting over 2 million players constantly. And just to put that in perspective, let's take the game Fortnite. You know, the game that reimagined the Battle Royale genre and at its peak got around 15 million players at once. Grow a Garden had 21 million. And God forbid any other game tries to keep up, because once they drop an update, it's over. And I think the reason why it's so big is because Grow a Garden, like, it creates this sense of guilt. You know, like what if there is an Ember Lily or something in the shop right now, you know? I need to mutate my plants, you know? And for Steal a Brainrot, I've got no idea what makes this game so good or addicting, unless you're trying to clip farm or something like that. I mean, I can understand the premise of Grow a Garden, but Steal a Brainrot? I don't even know what that is, bro. Other than that, quick honorable mention to 99 Nights in the Forest. Pretty damn lucky you didn't make the list, because you do actually have some gameplay mechanics. So I thought maybe you can get out of this, and I can't be bothered talking about shitstorms like these. So let's go a layer lower. This layer is going to be a bit of a rapid fire, not much explanation, so let's just start with Blox Fruits. It's just a bandit beta with some extra content, and a game that has some pretty unreasonable grinding standards, and just for the end game to be who can land the first move to hit their one-shot combo. TSB talked about it in the last video, but the way they treat their own community is just embarrassing. I mean, when they drop their yearly update of 3 new moves and realize the community isn't happy, so they just end up going on holiday. Like what? Next up, we got the sport cash grabs, such as Azure Latch and Basketball Zero. The gameplay consists of just cutscenes. Like, I do not remember LeBron pulling this shit out when he played. Well, you probably could actually.
Oh, Bron, you handsome beast. My love, my sweetheart, my man. Just put it in me already.
And finally, any game that is trying to copy the Grow a Garden or Steal a Brainrot formula. We know you're out there, alright? Now let's dip our toes in the water just below the surface so we reach Hunty Zombie, a game that's recently popped off, and although this game does look pretty clean, I don't think it deserves the play count it gets, considering, well, the gameplay is just so repetitive. Once you've played the game for the first time, that's essentially all the content you get. Cool concept and visuals, but this game really needs to spend more time on the actual game itself. I just don't think it deserves this much hype for a game that's over in 20 minutes worth of playtime. Let's dive into the next layer with Type Soul. Probably going to be a controversial take for a lot of you guys, but a game that I was expecting to be somewhat decent, but as I'm writing this goddamn script, I'm sitting in a corner waiting for a raid to pop up just for my Visor quest. But we'll get to that later. So let's start from the start. A couple dudes in the comments section of my last video talked about Type Soul and how the combat was decent, so I decided to join with a couple of friends and the one goal of achieving Bankai. You know, it just can't be that hard. So, let's begin. I first started out as a Shinigami, wondering what the hell I'm doing, continuing to ask my friends what I'm meant to be doing. Bro, how do I level up? How do I activate shift lock, guys? Grind to grade 2 by killing fish bones. Sometimes getting that long ass quest to chase rogue Shinigamis. Like first of all, how the hell did a hollow get inside the Soul Society? And secondly, why the fuck is it my job to clear out these bums, bro? It takes like 8 years just to find one of them, and then you realize they're already dead. But you know, it doesn't matter. We gotta meditate, and what I mean by meditate is play some Clash. Bro, this is perfect. Time to play some Clash. We are making it out of Valhalla, bro. I did the first one. Do that again and again. Switch it up, scroll some Insta Reels. Do that again and then again until you meet your Shikai, who has all of your skills. And luckily, I didn't make the rookie mistake of investing any of my skills, as I was told it was a bad idea.
Any tips?
And thank God I did not, because we gotta fight him so we get our shit steamrolled. Then we try to cheese him. Chill! Get away from me, bro. What? How did that reach? Yo, he's invisible. Yeah, he's invisible. What am I meant to do?
Hey, disconnected.
And then we lock the fuck in. I got him. Let's go. And after that's done, we gotta ask some more questions. Get crashed out on. What's Berserk?
That's a good man.
Reroll until we unlock Kyoka Sugetsu. Oh, I just got a mythic. I got Aizen's. Which, why are the reroll elements so shit? Like, I do not need to die every time I get a common. And the same went for clans, weapons, and weapon skins, until I look like an absolute vegetable. Grind to elite grade. Do the part where Ichigo looks for his hollow version for 40 minutes and then kill it. Which I was unsure if it was even my Visor mask, because someone popped True Bunkai as I did it, so I was so confused for like 3 hours. Waited for a message, until I finally saw it, and realized I had the raid quest one. So, here I am now, sitting in a corner. Okay, let's just clear this goddamn raid. And finally, after 3 hours of doing absolutely nothing, we get this shit done. And as I'm looking for the requirements for Bankai, I am not doing this shit, bro. Just kidding, let's play some ranked.
I took a drip on my hoe. This whole lot of loud shot. I got these hoes on their toes. I put the bitch on the road. She tryna fuck on the boat. I got this hoe with me. She tryna show me some. I got flows for days. Niggas ain't on nothing.
Now, believe it or not, ranked actually opened my eyes up. You know, to sort of just the beauty of this game. I can actually see the combat system being implemented, and how each skill tree is dedicated to like a different type of playstyle. During my time of being in the trenches that was Type Soul ranked, I ended up changing my build a lot, from using Kendo to Kiddo, and Aizen's Shikai to using Toshiro's Ice Shikai, which is an absolute beast in ranked, with the addition of meeting lots of friends along the way. And with that, our ranked grind was finally over. And with that came Stage 2, an unbearable experience that I will not be doing, because I did attempt this, and it was just a waste of time, as the Type Soul community is full of edgelords who think they're him. So now for my final evaluation of the game. Type Soul did have a lot of potential and a lot of quality shown towards the combat, but the fact that literally through the whole time of playing, there is nothing that tells you what to do next. Like for Stage 2 of Bankai, you need to talk to your Zanpakuto 7 times, and then the quest shows up, which is vague as anything, and then the progression you gotta do it without dying, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, we're talking about Roblox servers, you can't combat log, so if you have internet issues, you say goodbye. Also the fact that half the time you spawn in Hugomundo, people who just sit at the spawn points, you know, just ready to gank you, bro.
What the fucking shit you done the mic for? Paying your fucking mouth, mate. My bro, man. You sent me a message.
Like, this has not been thought through, bro. And it does not help when there are black markets to obtain true Bankai. But I'm gonna give you the quickest method to achieving true Bankai, without spending $1, without, you know, with minimal time effort. Alright, so here's what you gotta do. You gotta set up a fake e-girl account, hit up one of the devs, get groomed for a little bit, and then ask if you can get true Bankai. And these shitty ass devs are gonna give it to you, bro. And this has been proven. It's been proven correct, alright? This game deserves the fall off and it should never come back from the grave. Just stay dead type soul. Now, you know, this game isn't exactly overrated, it was just more overhyped. Deep Woken. The game that is probably going to cause the most controversy. And to be honest, I don't care. The problems and reasons I'm going to share with you aren't opinions, they're facts. Even though this game is slowly declining, it doesn't matter because it deserves this and so does the community, which it all begins with the new player experience. This might be the worst new player experience I've ever come across. I understand that this game is meant to be hard, but the game needs to be lenient considering how they operate on Roblox servers because they're just fucking straight cheeks. I tried getting into this game and it just made no sense. It tells you to go to an island and that's it. You sail there, you walk around not knowing what's going on, but before we get to that, let's talk about the trial of one. Essentially mandatory to play in the game because it saves you so much time, but Deep Woken chose not to take this into account when the enemy's moves have hitboxes that play for the actual animation. Meaning unless you've got observation haki, you're dead. And this isn't even the worst part, because every time you die to either the jank hitboxes, laggy animations, or Roblox ping, you gotta reset your character, create a new one, wait for it to load, and then you can finally try again. Good job, Deep Woken. I'm actually really impressed. And well, for the actual game itself, outside of the trial of one, where you can't experience it until you've either got lucky by beating the trial of one, or didn't die to the max level kids camping the fucking spawns, because Deep Woken thought it would be they just thought of another brilliant idea of adding Void Walkers, which is essentially like a quest line for the players, you know, it's something like that. And part of it is you need to kill other players. You know, like, I wonder, would you rather fight level 2s or level 20s? Like, just talking about this, it just makes me angry. This game has so much potential, and if you ask me on how to fix it, it's about either adding performance updates or just move it onto a different platform like Steam or something. Understand that means you basically have to start from the ground, but the Roblox servers are not getting any better. And just to be clear, I am no stranger to a hard game. I've platinumed Elden Ring, beat Elden Ring's DLC 3 times, platinumed Sekiro, and even platinumed Elden Ring Night Rain. So do not call me out for just being arse or not trying hard enough. Finish it off, rather than rambling on about games that suck, let's take a look at some underrated games, beginning with some honorable mentions. Forsaken. I'm just kidding, but for real, we're gonna start off with Age of Honor. It's a pretty cool game with some new combat features, you know, high skill gap. The only thing you really need to learn properly is when the animations begin their hitboxes, because it takes a lot of time for the actual move to like wind up, which during that time you'll probably end up parrying before the blade actually attacks. Next game is Gravedigger, a game I did actually make a video on in the past, and still as good as I remember it, so go check it out. And last for our honorable mention is Parry, which is really well designed. You just have to see for yourself, and the only thing it's missing is more waves, because once you get through the first 3 stages, that's basically the whole game, but it is really well made. And now to begin with the first underrated game of the 3 I have chosen. Cyberpunking. A cool almost spin-off between Battlegrounds and Something Evil Will Happen while getting to choose your own moveset in a cyberpunk setting. The combat is easy to learn. The only thing this game is missing is just content. Like, it would be really cool to see some more random events during the round and also some more cyber implants. But other than that, the game is really smooth and has been made pretty well. Next up we have Dokudo, which recently released, and the combat is based off a simpler version of For Honor, which works nicely, and visually the game looks pretty good, even the map looks nice. It also has a pretty cool storyline which follows the path of some upcoming samurai, and I definitely recommend you give it a shot. Last but not least we have Blast Zone, a chaotic game that's about hitting bombs and getting kills. I mean, just look at this. There are so many creative ways of killing your enemies, so just give it a try, yeah? And now that that's done, I guess, who really cares?